Free square with Joel Embiid, Game 7. Let's get after it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Craig Ben, aka Cash Gig, back with another NBA Prizepicks video. Apologize for being out about the last week. My youngest son decided to give everybody strep throat in the house, which has been a lot of fun. Been kind of hard to talk. A little bit raspy today, but we'll get through it. Again, if you don't have that Prizepicks account, you want to join us, use that promo code CashGig and get 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Link is in the description below. And like always, there's a free square today. We'll talk about it, kind of go over some plays that we do like. Game 7 here before we get the final four for NBA. So let's just dive in and talk about today's slate. All right, here's the desktop version of Prizepicks. They got a mobile app as well you can download. Like you said, free square here with Joel Embiid, half a point. So no brainer here. You're going to take this one. Not going to talk about it because you're going to play this first. But if we want to go look at some of the other plays, I think that we can take advantage of today. Again, Game 7, it should be a pretty solid defensive game. The one thing we got to keep in mind is Game 6, Boston ran a 7-man rotation, and I'm curious if they keep the same. I would assume they would. Grant Williams fell out of it. They didn't run really anyone else. It was Tatum, Horford, Time Lord Robert Williams started at center, saw 28 minutes. Marcus Smart saw 42 minutes. Jaylen Brown, and then off the bench, Brogdon and White. I'm assuming we'll see something similar to that in this Game 7. So just keep that in mind when it comes to minutes and whatnot. But yeah, if we go look at through things, with Embiid, again, if you already used the free square and you're going to go back at him, I think there's a few ways you could go at him. I think Harden's going to probably try to get him going early. He saw 41 minutes. I mean, if you look at the 76ers side, they had 4 guys that ran over 40 minutes. Tobias Harris 42 in Game 6, Embiid 41, Maxey 40, Harden 43. So these guys are going to play a ton of minutes. So what I would look at, and Embiid shot 9 for 19 that game, 26 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 3 blocks. I don't mind taking his fantasy points, and I don't mind taking his real life points. He only had 26. He had 28. They pulled 2 free throws away from him, which if you had the over 9.5 free throws, it tilted you pretty heavily in Game 6. But if you're not going to use the points, I'm perfectly fine going points or fantasy score with him. And then if we want to look at something else to go with him, that I feel pretty comfortable with, like I said, Harden's going to play a ton of minutes, and I think where I want to be with him. Let me refresh this. Looks like we got Joel Embiid up here. There we go. I was like, what in the world? Harden assist rate is where I want to be at. I think he's going to try to get Joel Embiid going pretty heavily here. So the 8.5 assists is where I want to be at. He had 9 assists last game. So, he's went over it in the last 4 games. It's just a spot where I would rather go under in points than Harden and over assist. I think that was one thing in that last Game 6 that they struggled with. I thought towards the end when Tatum hit those shots, they weren't going to Embiid in the last couple minutes, and it's like, get the dude the ball. And I'm sure he said something in the locker room. So that's where I would kind of be leaning for Harden. I would lean under his points and more for his assist, because I think he's going to get these guys going, going to play all the minutes he can handle. We know if these guys hit their shots, Maxey and Embiid, Harden should get there. So I like, again, Harden over assist, under points for him. On the Philly side, there's not much else I like. I mean, I don't mind if you want to take a jab at Maxey's fantasy score, but other than that, there's not a ton that I like. I like more on the Boston side here. So my favorite is Marcus Smart at the 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Like I said, in Game 6, he saw 42 minutes. I could see him, if it's a close game, and we hope it is, I can see him not coming off the court, right? 7 assists, 7 rebounds, 22 points. And I think we're going to see something similar to that, maybe not as many points but I think the assists and rebounds are going to be there. He just does a little bit of everything. And in a game 7 like this is when Smart kind of steps up. So the 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists is where I would be. If you want to look at a couple other ones, free throws made at 2, I do like that one as well. He's hit that one in last 3 games, and he should be aggressive to the hoop. So again, I don't mind either of those 2 that you want to look at taking is where I would kind of land. And then we saw Brogdon coming off the bench with Time Lord starting. He saw 30 minutes in game 6. And again, he helped them out to keep that game close to get to the fourth quarter for Tatum to kind of go off, because Tatum was horrendous the first 3 quarters. In 30 minutes, he shot 6 for 11, 4 for 6 from 3. They're going to need his offense again. So 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, what he saw. So I would lean either fantasy score or points, rebounds, and assists. Or if you want to go points, I'm fine with either one of those. That's where I'd kind of be leaning at. Points-wise, he's juiced over on the minus 140 on this, 14.5. So if you want to look at that, that's where I'd kind of look at. Points, rebounds, assists, it's like minus 135. So both are juiced over. And if he's going to see anywhere close to those 30 minutes, I love both of those over. So that's where we're kind of looking at towards him. And then the other one for Boston, I don't think Tatum's going to come off the stinking court. And it's pains me to know exactly where to go with him. You can get it on some of the other apps out there at 14.5 for rebounds and assists. I think you can still take this at 15. Just the minutes he's going to play and how hard they should play as long as the game stays close. The 15 rebounds and assists. He's hit it or above in each game but one. He's had 16, 10, 15, 24, 15, and 15. Like I said, I love it at the 14.5 mark if you can get it, but 15 I think is playable. He's going to come out and shoot a ton of shots. I don't think that's going to stop him. He struggled a little bit. I don't mind if you want to look at 3-point attempts at 8.5. If you want to look at taking the over on that, he's had 11, 6, 11, 11 in his last 4 games. So if you want to look at over 8.5, I kind of like that as well. And that's where I'm kind of leaning towards him. I don't love, the Time Lord with Robert Williams. It's hard to make a play on him unless we know 100% sure he's going to start. But even then, the one thing they are doing good is they're not putting him on Embiid on defense. Horford's on him. But Tucker made a lot of those threes in the corner with Williams not able to get out there and contest real well. So we'll see what happens, but I have a hard time pulling the trigger on him unless I know 100% sure he's going to start. And then you might look at points and rebounds for him. I wish the points were at 6.5. I'd probably hit it. He had 10 points and 9 rebounds that last game. So that's where we're kind of looking around. Again, game 7 should be fun. Free square, Joel Embiid, take advantage of it. Got a lot of picks up in the Discord, premium Discord, Patreon, if you want to take advantage of it. And then again, apologize for being out for a while. And I think my voice is completely gone now. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Deuces.